Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Okay, I'm going to catch a visual. Okay, so I see that a mirror, it's a mirror, one of the long mirrors. It's one of the ones that you could tilt back and forth, and it's on a stand. It fell. Okay. But it didn't look like anyone actually pushed it or anything. It just fell. That's what I saw. There's glass shards everywhere. Okay. Now, there's someone looking into the broken pieces. And within all of the broken pieces, their image looks distorted. Okay. They picked up one piece that doesn't have any rough edges. And then they're whole again. They don't look distorted anymore. That's interesting. The room was dark, but there was some light coming from somewhere. It almost looked like maybe a closet door was open and the closet had a light in it because it was dark. It was like nighttime. It didn't look like daytime because it was just too dark, but there was some light shining right where the broken pieces fell. Okay. Let me see. What is this about? Self-realization. I feel like that was a choice to have that perspective in that moment, to think, to pick up one piece and be able to see self clearly without the distortion. And it was a choice. It's like, what am I getting? It's like a refusal to remain broken. That's how I'm taking that. Like, I refuse to remain broken. I feel like that's the concept. So many of you have refused to remain broken. Yes, you've had really challenging times in your life where you felt like your heart was shattered in many pieces, right? But you're the one who spoke life into yourself in those moments. And there's also something here about no longer allowing the dwelling for too long, to dwell on a situation for too long. There's no more of that. You may have done that before, but not anymore. You've grown. You've really grown up. Okay, when it comes to your emotional state, you've changed a lot. And this is something that is seen. Many people see this, those around you, those who you've spent time with, okay? You're not going to allow yourself to refrain from the experience of life and from what you're meant to do, okay? People you are meant to meet. Experiences you are meant to have. You refused to choose anything else but yourself, okay? Because there could have been a time for me to say that it feels like there were many times where you walked this life selfless. So you gave more of you than you gave to you gave more of you to others than you gave to yourself. And you realized how that didn't really work out well. It only works well when you give to individuals who appreciate what they receive and they are also ready, willing, and able to give back. Even if at times maybe someone is not able to give back at that moment, it's really about their intention and if they actually would or not. That's what it's really about. It's about their true nature towards you. Okay. You have no problem giving. It's just to not be appreciated is what the problem is. Okay. That's the problem. And you solved it. All right. That was a problem for you and you solved it. You said no more. Not I. Okay. You finally said what you had to say. You finally put your foot down, to say the least. I just heard you rocked the boat. You rocked the boat. You ruffled some feathers. Okay. I just heard you got somebody's panties in a bunch. You know all of these little sayings, right? But it was really about self-preservation in those moments and protecting your emotions, because who else would do that, right? That has to come from you. And the way you treat yourself and you conduct yourself is the respect that you receive from others. Okay? So the more that you care for you, the more that others will have a desire to care for you and respect you. It's how you treat yourself. Okay? Even if there are some individuals who don't want to, show you love, that's just something going on with them. Especially if you know that you mean well and the energy that you give, it's with good intention. Okay? Back to the broken glass. In each piece that has fallen, there is a memory for you to retrieve. As you look into each piece of broken glass, you begin to remove a weight from your heart. The weight weighs you down and makes it difficult for you to move forward on many things. It could be an idea that you have, a project that you want to start, anything. It's just a matter of you actually making a move. And I'm getting that there are barriers that they become blockages for you. Okay? And those barriers begin to clear when you look at the aspects of self and look at the aspects of self as each piece of mirror that is broken. Okay? Imagine those pieces as a representation of past events and situations that took place. Looking into that mirror is like looking into a portal of your own image, of your own experiences, and breaking them down so that you can put understanding to them. The more that you understand them, the more that you can incorporate the understanding into your life in the present time and in the future. And I feel like that's what many of you have done. You've taken time to choose not to be a victim. Okay, you chose not to victimize yourself when you could have. There could have been times where you did, but then you realized, what is that really doing for me? It's not doing anything for me. It's actually holding me back. Okay? Many of you have come to that realization, and that realization has been life-changing for you because you have this energy of strength that repels your lazy, or your any insecurities. It repels laziness, insecurities, doubt. Okay, that's what I'm getting. This energy is a repellent. That refusal has become a repellent to negative self-talk. And instead of you, her contracting, that's interesting to say in this context. But I did pick up on, instead of you contracting that negative self-talk, because it is like a disease, you know, usually when you hear contract, that has to do with a disease, like someone contracted a virus type thing. Negative self-talk can be looked at as a virus, because the more you talk down to yourself, the more that your being begins to believe what it is that you're saying, because that's how powerful your words are. Your thoughts are just as powerful as well, which is why you want to be mindful, careful, and aware of things that you say, things that you do, actions you take. And it might seem daunting at times, like I have to do all that. But honestly, once a certain perspective and a way becomes you, it's second nature, first nature. You'll know it like the back of your hand. Okay? You know what your hand looks like. You don't have to, line it up and size it up with other hands. You know that that's your hand. Right? So it's the same energy here. When you have aligned with a certain way of being and thinking, it becomes you. It just is you. So you won't have to think so hard about it. And many of you have gotten to that point where you don't think too hard. You know what's right and you know what's not right. And it just is what it is. And this way has made your life so much easier to live, because things that used to really almost take you out to the point where you were like, oh, forget about it, I'm just done with everything. You don't think like that anymore. You're like, oh, okay, so this happens and this is what did happen. Yeah, it may have felt uncomfortable. Yes, it may have hurt. Yeah, it was rough. And I didn't really like the way it felt. But now what? Now what? What's next? That's the energy that I feel from many of you. And if many of you are not there, or any of you are not there, this is a very powerful space, because you hold so much control here. This is a space, I see an orb. It's in front of me. And it's like bluish white, and it's just radiating this beautiful frosty blue, baby blue color. And it's just radiating. And now I'm hearing, okay? Your energy is very potent right now at this time. Okay? You could create with that energy. That's energy you can create with. And a lot can come up out of that if you choose to think, if you choose to spend time with yourself and allow the thoughts to flow and stream to you. This is a creative time for many of you, where you refusing to be heartbroken, it transforms into power. It transforms into this grace and resilient endurance that just makes you want to put all of that energy into something beautiful. And it is a beautiful energy. I can feel it. It's like it started out small and it's growing. I feel it growing. Okay. It's very beautiful. Many of you are beginning to come into realization with self, like, I know who I am. Huh? Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. I know who I am. Right? That's the energy that I'm getting, like recognizing certain things and not always having to say something about it. There's something sweet there as well. It's anonymously an anonymous reaction. I'm trying to hear what I'm hearing. An anonymous reaction. What does that mean? An anonymous reaction. Anonymous is, you don't know. I don't know. If you don't know what you don't know where the reaction is coming from. An anonymous reaction. I'm just taking that as you could react for yourself, but you don't always have to react for the person that you're reacting to. Is what I'm getting. Because words don't always have to be said. Not always. Sometimes, yes. Many times, yes, even. But not all the time. So it's healthy to choose those times when you have an anonymous reaction. And that's really like not saying anything is what I'm getting. That is still a reaction to not say anything. Okay? Sometimes it's best kept. That's what I just heard. Sometimes it's best kept, and it just stopped. I thought I was going to keep going. I think that's just that. Sometimes it's best kept, period. There's nothing more. I was waiting for something, but there's nothing. It's just that. There's something here about morality. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Many of you may have heard that from elders in your past as a child. Sometimes that's what people want from you. You have to be able to discern that, okay? If you're someone who always wants to react and say something, try not to sometime, because you know, a lot of times people want to move you, so they say things to attempt to inflict an insecurity or project an insecurity or what they think may be an insecurity for you onto you, to create a vulnerability so that they can get to you. And once you react in the way that they want you to, because they really seek attention from you, you give them your energy to feed off of. And that doesn't make any sense, right? No, of course not. So don't allow them to sneak you, because that's really what it is. It's a sneaky way to siphon energy from someone. And it just reminds me of, I've been seeing this every now and again when I talk about this, but there is a transference of energy at times. Think about a time when you were having a great day, you were just fine, and someone approached you with the most illmatic attitude, and it made you take on that energy, and then you became angry. And you're like, wait a minute, before I saw you and interacted with you, I was having a good day. And then you came through and threw me off. Be mindful of that, because that is energy transference. People could do that. Think about, and some people aren't that sensitive to be getting, taking on that energy so quickly. And some people are more sensitive. Okay. So it's also making me think about, like when you're walking somewhere that's a bit crowded, maybe it's making me think about a New York City sidewalk. Okay. And there's many people walking, and someone bumps somebody's shoulder. The person that just so happened to bump the other person's shoulder did have an attitude about something that's going on in their life, but they weren't really meaning to bump someone in the shoulder. It's just that they were in their head so much about whatever's bothering them that they weren't paying attention as they were walking. And so the person that got bumped caught an attitude. Like, hey, watch where you're going. I heard you prick. I don't know. That's what I heard in my mind. Okay. So it's like, I'm just telling you what I'm getting, like this energy. I'm giving you the scenario because that's what I'm seeing in my mind. And then that person is feeling some type of way as if that person that bumped them did it on purpose, but they were really outside of themselves. And there's an energy transference there, even though the person that was angry didn't really intend on bumping that person. They were just out of their mind for a moment. So they weren't paying as much attention as they may other times. Be careful of energy transference. This also happens often when there's like road rage. That's a serious thing because people lose it under those circumstances. And a lot of times they don't even know, it's not always purposeful. Everything that happens that doesn't seem quite right at a first glance, it's not always someone trying to come for you or trying to do something on purpose. So many times the angry reaction is not always worth it. It's not. It could end really bad, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't even what it was perceived to be. So be mindful of that. That came up, and I didn't expect to go there, but it came for a reason. Someone needs to hear that. Someone needed to hear that. This is all a part of seeing the different aspects of you in the broken glass. The more that you recognize the aspects of you that cause you to feel troubled, the more that you address those areas within the broken glass, the more you close portals that are not meant to remain open. They should be sealed now. There's portals that need to be sealed within you because they're allowing energy in based off of your own perception of the experience because you're still holding it. You're holding on to that opening. It's like trying to live with a wound and it's unhealed. It's just open. That could attract infection. And this is the same energy that I'm picking up from not being able to look at those different aspects of yourself in those broken pieces that I mentioned initially and being able to address them and close them. They need to be closed and sealed. And imagine every time a portal within you is closed and sealed, it's like picking up the pieces, okay? And it's like picking up the pieces, mending them together to make something completely new. It's like having a 1 and 2 and then creating a 3. That's the best way that I could explain it. You have a 1 and a 2, which is the portal being open and that aspect of you. And then your take on it in that moment and your response or reaction to it is what either makes you gain power or lose it. So this message is to say, be one to gain power, not lose it, because you are meant to continue to obtain that power. When I looked at the timer, it said 24:15. Let me look up the angel number for 24:15. You've done a good thing by taking on this way because you're saving yourself unnecessary heartache. You're saving yourself from that energy. Yes, you are. Okay. The angel number 2415 carries a powerful message from the divine realm, encouraging you to focus on balance, growth, and alignment in your life. It signifies that you are in the right place at the right time, and it reminds you to embrace opportunities for positive change. Additionally, this number encourages you to deepen your spiritual connection and explore your inner self, promoting personal growth and higher consciousness. Yes, darling, yes. That's good. I like that. And that's what it's about. It's that alignment. And it's like, how can I say? You remember I mentioned being able to seal the portals? It's reminding me of those movies where I can't think of an exact movie where this actually has happened. Wait, maybe in Harry Potter there was like a beast, and I think it was like a beast with 3 heads, and it was chained up in a room. Okay, it's just making me think about a beast that needs to be tamed, sealed, or like a genie in a bottle analogy type situation is what I'm getting. Okay. But it's not a genie in this case. It's like more so like a beast, because it's aspects of beast within you that need to be sealed, but the portal is still connected. The stream from the portal is still connected to you, so you could feed off of your own access, your own property, because it's yours. You could feed off of it within you. I'm just seeing like an illumination coming from your core and shining outward with a bunch of different rays. But think about that inward, and then you having a connection with the portals within you, and each portal that was sealed is connected to a piece of that broken glass. It might be confusing, but that's what I'm seeing in my mind, okay? However, because you sealed it, it's no longer broken. It is whole because that's the route you chose. That's the perspective you chose. Okay, so that is it for this message. To sign up for my newsletter, go ahead and scan the code at the end of this video. And thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.